my homemade chicken stock. We made our last batch about 4 months ago, and since chicken is on sale this week at our local grocery store, it's time to make some more gluten-free chicken stock and get it canned. I enjoy making my own chicken stock because I know what I'm putting into the jars. It tastes so much better than store-bought stock. It's a lot more cost-effective, and let's face it, it's just downright fun to make. We calculate that our homemade chicken stock is less than $1 per quart to make and pressure can. And as a big bonus, we get to use all the chicken in other recipes. So we decided to capture some video of the whole process, so expect some video posts over the next few days that will hopefully inspire you to make your own gluten-free chicken stock and get it pressure canned. So enough of this introduction, let's get started with making delicious homemade gluten-free chicken stock. I grabbed my largest pot out of my pantry to make my chicken broth in. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 4 chopped carrots. Just the regular size carrots, nothing special. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 stalks of celery chopped up. Now I have 1 full white onion or yellow onion chopped in half. I have 1 full chicken cut up into pieces. You can have your butcher do this to make it much more convenient and faster for you, or you can cut it yourself and make it much more cost effective. Just place your chicken on top of your vegetables. Next, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of salt over my chicken. Next, I am going to add a lot of fresh ground pepper, freshly just give it a good nice coating. Remember, this is your flavor base. Finally, to my pot, I'm just going to add water. And you're just going to add enough water to bring it up to about 1 inch from the top. Now we're ready to simmer our pot on the stove over medium-high heat for approximately 3 hours. But don't worry, we'll check back with you shortly. Wow, this kitchen is smelling fantastic. I gotta say, not only does my stock look great by having a beautiful color, but the kitchen smells wonderful as well. It did take about a half an hour for the stock to come up to a nice simmer. At that point, I let it continue to simmer with the chicken for about an hour. Then I removed the chicken, put it into a bowl, let it sit on the countertop till it cools. Once it's cooled enough to touch, I debone the chicken, placing the bones back into the stock. One of the additional benefits of making your own broth at home and canning it is the fact that you have all this wonderful chicken to use. Personally, I like to use the smaller, darker pieces in casseroles, enchiladas, and soups. The larger white pieces I like to use in salads, teriyaki chicken bowls, and anything where presentation is important. Now that your chicken has been deboned and the bones are back in the stock, let it continue to simmer. However, remember that while you're building that beautiful golden color on your stock and you're simmering for an additional couple hours, occasionally you may need to add a little bit of water. Now that your stock has been simmering for several hours and it's a nice concentrated flavor and it smells wonderful, your kitchen smells incredible, I'm just removing the vegetables and the bones from the stock. Once they're taken out, then you can discard them. Now that I have removed most of the vegetables and the chicken by hand, I am going to let the hot broth come down to room temperature, or at least sit for at least an hour, maybe 2, till it's nice and a manageable temperature. At that point, I will go ahead and take the remainder of the broth Scoop it out into my container and let it go into the refrigerator overnight. Refrigerating overnight is key if you plan on canning your broth. However, your broth is delightful and tasteful and can be used right now in your favorite recipes. As you can see, your final product has a beautiful golden color. It smells incredible and it tastes fantastic. Because you made it from scratch, it is naturally gluten-free. If you want to have the convenience of having your stock on hand, please check out our pressure canning video. I love making stock in bulk and then canning it, so that way I always have it in my pantry ready to use at any time.